The scenes, some former insiders now claim there was a far darker side to that world. One of the loudest voices speaking out recently has been Rosie O'Donnell. After decades inside Hollywood, Rosie says she witnessed firsthand how fame and power quietly changed the people around her, including her former friend Ellen DeGeneres. Their story goes back decades. The two were once close while both were rising as major television personalities. But Rosie says everything shifted once Ellen became one of the biggest names in daytime television, despite the fact that Rosie had stood firmly by her side when Ellen publicly came out as gay.
Larry King asked her, and Kelly and I were in bed watching it, and he asked her, "Whatever happened to Rosie O'Donnell? Her show went down the tubes." And Ellen said, "I don't know, Rosie. We're not friends." And that was like one of the most painful things that ever happened to me.
Over time, rumors began circulating online linking Ellen to disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein and his notorious private island. Rosie later hinted publicly that she knew far more than she had ever chosen to share. After moving to Ireland, Rosie posted on social media a photo that included an image of Epstein, and many observers immediately saw it as a signal that she was ready to speak out about powerful figures connected to his world. Former employees and guests also began revisiting accounts of Ellen's public image versus what they allegedly witnessed behind closed doors. Critics argued that her cheerful "Be Kind" motto simply didn't match the stories coming from former staff members who described a deeply toxic workplace. For years, Ellen sat on television giving away gifts, dancing with guests, and promoting kindness to millions of viewers. But once workplace allegations surfaced, people began questioning whether the personality she showed on screen matched who she truly was behind it. One moment in particular ignited widespread discussion. A child actor came forward claiming he had witnessed Ellen do something that seemed to defy all logical explanation.
That every time a story is told about Ellen DeGeneres, it gets weirder and weirder. And why do I say that? Because there was a man who now claims that when he was a child, he was a guest on Ellen DeGeneres' show. And he claims to have seen her do some unhuman, scary, like robotic stuff. So the individual in question at the time was a child prodigy chess player. And as you can see, this is an image from the show he was on. He was a guest on the Ellen DeGeneres show. And the claim is that once he got off the set and went back to his dressing room, Ellen DeGeneres' door was open. He took a look in at the door. It was open enough that he could see inside. So he turned his head and he looked. And what he saw next really blew his mind. And his claim is that Ellen DeGeneres was eating a rotisserie chicken, similar to the ones you see behind me. Now, he alleges that what he saw next, she opened her mouth wide open, dislocated her jaw to fit the entire chicken in one bite. Let me repeat, his alleged claim is that she took a rotisserie chicken, opened her mouth wide, dislocated her jaw, and stuffed the entire chicken in her mouth and swallowed it in one shot, and then turned and looked directly at him, and then claims as she was staring at him, she made a hissing sound. He then proceeded to run to his dressing room and let his mother know what he just saw. His mother did not believe him. So my question to you is, do you believe what he said he saw?
Around the same time, internet investigators began pushing theories involving the online furniture retailer Wayfair. Viral posts claimed that unusually expensive cabinet listings on the site were linked to missing children, simply because certain products shared similar names.
To the newly released files, and you've heard about the Wayfair conspiracy, you probably want to hear this one. I'd like to bring attention to a little girl by the name of Crystal Ann Tymick, who went missing from her South Central Los Angeles home on June 30th of 1994. Now, if y'all remember the Wayfair conspiracy, if people call it conspiracy, several furniture items were listed for outrageous amounts of money, $7,000, $10,000 or more dollars, for cabinets and chairs, regular household items, things that normally would be under $1,000. Now, the creepy thing about it was a lot of these items had names attached to them. Now, Wayfair kind of brushed this off as a coincidence, but it's kind of recently come out that a certain particular man, J.E., had corresponding emails about Wayfair furniture. And the creepy thing is the exact amount was the same exact amount on these websites with the names of missing kids. Now, there was one particular purchase for $8,453, and that purchase was a name of a missing child with a cabinet. Now, Crystal Ann Talmick's cousin also was saying that her cousin had a $8,000 lamp in her name on Wayfair. What a creepy coincidence. Now, she decided to do her own investigating because the FBI remained this a cold case for years. Her idea was if she could connect the dots, she could possibly find out what happened to Crystal. She decided to log into her Wayfair account using the credentials that she had already saved. Coming to find out, she was unable to log in. Now, the strange thing is it led her to another login page. This particular one calling her credentials invalid, although she had used them multiple other times and in recent times had not changed them. Could this be a coincidence, or was Wayfair a page of missing children being sold?
Those claims spread rapidly across social media, though no verified evidence ever emerged to support the accusations. Even so, conspiracy communities continued drawing connections between celebrities, including Ellen, and those rumors. Some of the allegations being made are serious enough that many people found them difficult to process, regardless of where they stood on the matter. Ellen has been named in some of these claims. More recently, the alleged Ellen-Epstein connection gained renewed attention after a deposition involving Pam Bondi began circulating widely online. It led many people, including some survivors, to question why Bondi appeared reluctant to discuss the disgraced financier and exactly who he may have worked alongside.
Attorney General Pam Bondi will be in the hot seat tomorrow, set to face questions from the House Oversight Committee as part of their ongoing investigation into the Justice Department's handling of the release of the Epstein files. Bondi herself had faced serious criticism from outside and inside the Trump administration for her role overseeing the document release. It's seen as a key reason President Trump pushed her out of the job. Now, tomorrow's meeting is a culmination of a huge effort by Congress to get her there. She was initially subpoenaed, you'll remember, to appear in April. Then DOJ argued she no longer needed to appear after she was ousted from the AG job. Tomorrow's deposition, it will be transcribed. She will not, though, be under oath. Joining us right now is Marina Lacerda. She is an Epstein survivor who says she was just 14 years old when she met him. She was identified as minor victim 1 in the 2019 federal indictment against Epstein. Thank you so much for being here. Kind of wondering just how you're feeling after, a whole lot of lead up and effort and fits and starts to get Bondi to, sit before this committee in a real way and face this deposition. Kind of how are you feeling about this?
Good morning, first of all, and thank you for having me. I think it's been such a long road at this point, and we are truly frustrated, and we are thankful that she is coming in, but we would like for her to come in under oath and testify. That would be, ideal here. So it's it weighs out. We're frustrated, but yes, we feel like, we're taking a step forward to maybe accountability here.
Yeah, she will not be under oath. It is still a crime to lie to Congress. So there is that, of course, right? But what would you hope to hear from her, especially after it has been such a long road, after the documents have still not all been released and kind of the mess that we have seen of victims identified and high-profile names being redacted that many viewed as not needing to be redacted now.
Yes, and we understand it is a crime to lie, but we can see that people are committing crimes and no one is, being held accountable for it. So it's kind of, we're very confused here, right?
According to critics, the reason so few people spoke out was one thing: fear. In Hollywood, many believe that challenging someone with real power can cost you your career, close doors to future opportunities, or get you quietly blacklisted from the industry altogether.
I want to talk about emotion here when I talk about Ellen. I just want to talk about truth. If one was horrifying when Rosie tried to shut me up, why is yours not horrifying? And I think we want to ask why one would have such a domain after 20 years of trying to shut somebody up, so much so that her name could not be whispered.
I don't know that they wanted to shut you up. I think she wanted to shut you down and shut you out.
Very much she did. And by the way, she had a lot of people that went along with her.
Because this is what's happening now, is that people are coming forward that I'm speaking with and saying, well, our hands were tied with the Ellen show.
That means money.
And if you think about all the studios, the TV shows, the films that considered you and then thought, oh wait, there's that Ellen cockblock that we have to consider.
That's right.
Let's just hire Mira Sorvino.
That's right. That's right. You have her in your movie, you have her in your show, you ain't gonna get promo on mine.
And that's a thing.
And that is a thing. And that is
And we didn't realize that until the show was canceled, because then people were coming forward and telling, because they were afraid to.
Fear. Fear has a very big force. It's not as big as love's, obviously. But I do want to say, you teased about this before, but that I was the original canceled, and I am going to be the original uncanceled. I am uncanceled today. I am finished with that. This is what I say. Goodbye. Watch out. You're
But the emotional weight behind the scenes may have run even deeper. Steven, Twitch, boss, the longtime DJ on Ellen's show, publicly defended her when the workplace scandal first broke. Reports later suggested he had felt pressure to speak in her support during one of the most difficult moments of her career. Around the same time, renewed attention also turned toward actress Anne Heche. Rumors surfaced online claiming she had been developing a documentary connected to her personal experiences inside Hollywood before her death. Old interviews featuring Anne and Ellen were suddenly being pulled up and re-examined across the internet. In one resurfaced clip discussing their breakup, Anne explained that the two of them had wanted fundamentally different things in life. She described herself as someone searching for genuine love, while suggesting Ellen had been primarily focused on building wealth and status.
Because her goal was to have a lot of money, and mine was to find love, and hers was, I want 60 billion. Good luck. Our forks are never going to meet. The further we stay on with this, the further we will be apart.
She didn't live in that loving kindness.
No, she didn't. But you and I don't talk
only
about
she wasn't a dick.
Revenge a lot,
No, we don't. There's one thing that I remember. There is one little nugget that I do have a sense of wanting a little bit of. I guess the only word is revenge. I feel that you were so wronged. And now to know that you were continuing to be wronged, it fires me up a little bit. And especially, look, when you look at somebody like Ellen, who literally is sitting on a pile of $60 billion and then
could feed countries.
Right. And then
but you got a Porsche.
I mean, you're not hurting. You live beautifully.
Wait, that's really funny. I just noticed that. Sorry, I have to put a pin in it. But I realized that Ellen drove a Porsche.
I want a Porsche. Well, she's not going to give me a Porsche now.
Culture and then she married one. All she used to do was drop Porsches, and she collected them. I just thought it was so stupid because they were so loud you couldn't talk
I love
in them.
a
So I thought it
Porsche.
was so
I'm gonna
funny.
drive a Porsche.
I know. Well, now I'm going to get us both one, but you're going to buy me one. I'm going to buy you one. And they're going to be red, white, and blue. And
No, they're not.
fucking
I want
gay
mine
flag.
to be either white or black.
I mean,
or
okay,
baby
fine.
blue if it's vintage.
Baby blue would be good. Ooh, maybe we'll have matching
Yeah.
ones. So, I mean, but the hilarious thing is that all she wanted was money, and then she ends up marrying a person named Portia, who, by the way,
Oh, that's funny.
warned.
I wasn't getting.